Corporate life.
Hello there, and welcome to Money Talks here on 92.3 Inspiration FM. Money Talks is brought to you by CFS Society Nigeria. It's a financial literacy program of the society. Smart Uzechi is my name, and I have a guest in the studio as usual today. I have Damilare Ojo. Damilare Ojo is a CFA charter holder. He leads the investment research team at Meristem Securities Limited, a financial services group. He is well seasoned in macroeconomic analysis and financial markets, including equities and fixed income. He has appeared as guest on several news media, providing insights into macroeconomic and financial markets trends and outlook, helping investors make informed investment decisions. He is also an advanced financial modeler certified by the Financial Modeling Institute. He was trained primarily as an economist, and he possesses strong quantitative and analytical competence. So let's welcome our guests in the studio this evening, Damilare Ojo. Dami, good evening to you and welcome to the program.
Thank you very much for having me. Good evening, Captain Smart.
Well done. So good to have you. This evening we're discussing catching them young, teaching smart money habits to children and young adults. I'm sure it's something you're going to enjoy. If you have kids and they're back from school already, you might just want to bring them around the radio this evening. Catching them young, teaching smart money habits to children and young adults. That's our topic this evening when we come back from this very short break. Stay with us. Do you need a stand?
Mm,
Society Nigeria, a member society of the CFA. What's wrong with this one? Network of societies.
too high.
Our
I mean,
mission is to promote the
low.
highest
So I
standard
have to bring
practice of the Nigerian financial services industry and provide a vibrant community for our members. The CFA charter signals the whole
You can move. You can come here. Anyway, like,
problem, sir.
with stakeholders to ensure adherence
or why don't you
to standards
put this thing on the floor? This thing and raise it up properly and face him.
I was thinking of switching like between.
Okay, you
both
want
of
it to be? Oh,
Yeah,
I
so
see.
when you're talking, I'll just move the camera, and when he's talking, I'll just move it.
Or you can come put it behind me. Will he pick his voice? But you will not see my face anyway. Money Talks with CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money. Welcome back to the program. Damilare Ojo is the guest this evening. Catching them young, teaching smart money habits to children and young adults is the topic we're discussing here this evening. So, in case you missed out on the topic last week, we discussed smart money habits, but today we want to actually situate them to children and how to start teaching them financial education very, very early enough. And this is so that they can make sound financial decisions as adults in the near future. So, Damilare, let me start by asking, why is it necessary to teach smart money habits to children and young adults? After all, these are kids.
That's a very interesting question. You know, we know children tend to pick up things very fast. Children, it's very easy to inculcate habits in children while they are still very young than when they're already adults. Generally, you see the reason why a lot of adults today don't have smart money moves is because they lacked that knowledge right from when they were still children. So when we have children right now and we are teaching them how to make smart money decisions, it's a very good thing to make them understand how money works right from when they are still very young, and so that they can grow into those habits when they become adults.
So, how early then should these habits be taught? Is it when they get to a certain age? And how does one teach them? And this is because there are varying ages of this group of people you have mentioned now. Is it from primary school, secondary school, or when they get to the tertiary institutions?
In answering that question, I would say I would refer to one of the renowned psychologists, Eric Erickson, who said it takes, I mean, when children are within the age of 2 years, that's when people tend to pick up habits that help them with their growth and development. So generally, I think as early as when a child can actually talk, most kids talk between when they are 12 months old and 18 months old, or less than 2 years old. I think from that time, it is good to start teaching them what, like, save, just helping them to understand, I mean, to say those words: save, investment, money, banking, just to help them to still see those things from that very young age. And how there are different ways to teach children about money and how money works. One is that as a parent, you need to know that it's not everything that a child asks for that you have to give them, even if you can afford them. And even when you can't afford them, you don't just outrightly tell them that I can't afford this and let that just slide. Some people say that's an opportunity actually to teach children how to make smart money moves. For instance, one of the houses that you can actually tie household chores to income. You can just let a child know that, okay, you've asked for this thing. You as the parents know that it's just a want. It's not necessarily something that is needed for survival. So you can say, okay, when you do this particular household chore, I'm going to give you excess amount, and then you save it until you save enough for you to get what you've asked for, instead of outrightly just giving it to the child at the time when you can afford it. So that's a practical example of how you can teach children how money works, and also help them to know that every money that you have to put aside a certain percentage. For instance, for children, you have a lot of aunties, uncles, people around that give you money, maybe at Christmas period or special occasions, birthday, and so on and so forth. And then some children will just take that money and go and use it to buy something, and some parents actually also encourage that. So parents need to let children know from that very point in time that if, for instance, an uncle has given you 1,000 naira, you can actually take 800 naira out of that, save it, and use 200 naira to buy whatever you want at that point in time. So that's another practical way. There are different ways, but those are some of the ways by which children can be taught.
And it depends on the parent saving this money for you, because all the money my mother saved for me till today. Till today, I don't see money. I'm keeping the money for you. I'm keeping the money for you. Till today, I don't see money at all. Well, so now that we've talked about when and how, so let's go to the particular institution that should actually, be teaching these skills that you've mentioned here to children. So, which institutions? Is it maybe the home, the school, or maybe religious institutions who have like churches and mosques, or maybe even CFA Society Nigeria? Can they complement themselves, or are they just mutually exclusive as far as teaching these skills are concerned?
Well, definitely they can complement themselves, and I would just say that the starting point definitely is the home, because you'd remember when I said that it's when a child is still within the age of 2. When they start talking, the parents can start to inculcate that habit gradually in the children. But definitely, as children grow up and they begin to attend schools, the school should also have such curriculum activities that that include how money works. I know a lot of universities today have programs around entrepreneurship, which is also part of a process towards ensuring that people understand what money is, how to plan your money, how to plan your finances. But we don't have to get to university before we start learning those things. And even religious organizations as well talk about a lot of things: politics, talk about heaven, of course, talk about what happens after now.
Yes.
And part of it is you are planning for heaven for by whatever things you do today. You can also religious organizations can also let children know that, the same way you plan for heaven, you plan for your future, you can also plan your finances, and you don't need to get to one of the things we say is that anything can happen at any point in time, and that also applies to finances, right? So that is something that every facet of the of our society can, should actually be fully involved in letting people know. And definitely societies like the CFA Society in Nigeria as well. Different societies can also help in doing that. We have cooperative societies as well that also help people to, save, traders here and there, but they can also help children. We can also have things like that are focused to children, and CFA Society is actually doing something around that as well. So definitely all hands have to be on deck in teaching children how money works and how to make smart money moves.
In case you're just joining us now, it is Money Talks here on 92.3 Inspiration FM, brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria. Captain Smart here with Damilare Ojo, and this evening we're discussing catching them young, teaching smart money habits to children and young adults. Should you have questions or you want to make contributions to the program, you can call us on 0700 923 923 923. That's 0700 923 923 923. You can also send us messages on WhatsApp 0817 313 6193. That's 0817 313 6193. Maybe your kids are there, they have questions to ask. The answers will be given right here on the program on those numbers that we have already advertised. So, Dami, let's go now to the practical steps. Practical steps that one can take to begin to inculcate these money habits in the kids, as you have said, because when you give a child money, it is not easy to ask them to bring it for you to save for them. It's very difficult. Let's talk to this caller. Hello, good evening to you. Good evening to you, sir. Okay, key indicators in the request of kids. Louis is asking right there. So maybe you can combine the two questions now and provide answers.
Yeah. Let me just start with that. Key indicators. Definitely, as the parents, you know what a child really needs. You can literally plan for your children. For instance, a kid is asking you for an iPhone. You can tell. Why do you need an iPhone at maybe age 7, right? What exactly are you going to use it for? And so if you as a parent knows that my kid needs a phone for whatever reason, maybe there is need for communication from school to you, you can get the child a less expensive phone rather than getting an iPhone. So that could be an example. Or a kid is asking you for PS5 for and you can't afford it, and you have to break a bank because you want to satisfy the child. You don't have to do that as a parent. And these are the things that you can use to actually train the child to know that you need to separate your wants from your needs. It also takes, we say that you can't give what you don't have, right? So it takes you as the adult here, the parent, to know the difference between a want and a need, so that when a child is asking for something, you can also help the child situate what that request is, whether it's a want or a need, and you let the child know why you can't get them a particular item at the point in time, or you encourage them to save towards it. So combining that with talking about the practical steps now.
Yeah.
One is that you can encourage a child to keep whatever, I've said earlier, a parents or uncles, relatives gives the child. Help the child know that it's not every amount that you get that you have to spend, right? You can have a piggy bank, but I don't know how to help you now. You mentioned you mentioned your your own situation earlier, but
Yeah.
definitely, as a parent, you need to help the child to know that if you save or when you save, you can even encourage the child by saying, for every 1,000 naira that you save, I'm going to give you an extra 100 naira, just to say you are earning interest, right? And the interest is coming from my own pocket. So the child would be, looking, will be excited that, oh, if I save this money, I know that my dad is going to add or my mom is going to add to that. That's a practical way. Another one is to say that when a child is asking for a particular item, I mentioned that earlier, help the child to know that this item is, you don't really need it now, or the one that is actually that you actually need, you can save towards it by you saying, do this particular work and I'll give you this money. For every dish you wash, for instance, I'm going to pay you so amount. It's just to encourage the child to know that it is not everything that they want that they will always get money to. You have to work for the money. And when people work for their money, they tend to conserve what they earn more than what other people just give them as gifts. So those are some of the practical steps that can be used to teach children.
In case you have any questions, you can call us here in the studio 0700 923 923. That's 0700 923 923. You can also call 0817 313 6193. That's 0817 313 6193. Catching them young, teaching smart money habits to children and young adults. That's what Damilare Ojo is discussing with us this evening on Money Talks. So if you have any questions, perhaps you're struggling with getting your kids to save money, or how you're going to be able to inculcate that habit in the kids, this is your opportunity to ask those questions. So Dami, what kind of impact then do you think that this kind of financial knowledge you're passing across now have on the young ones, and on the larger society?
Yeah, on the young ones, the major impact is you are helping them prepare for their future. You are helping them to know that you can differentiate between want and need. You can prioritize what you need, and you should know how to earn money, how to earn an income for to make to make a living. On the larger society, because when a child grows up, it is every one of us that eventually make up society. And if all of us are doing things in the right way, then we can expect that our society would be a better place for all of us to live in. We have different vices today regarding fraudsters. We have people who want to make money quick, who want to they can do it. I mean, there are a lot of youths today that can do anything that it requires to make money, to earn a lot of money. So if we are teaching kids right from time that you have to do something for you to earn so amount, and again, from the point of the parents, some parents are scared to let their children know about their finances, about their financial situation, because maybe they think that they are too young to know about what money is, how much they earn, and what their financial struggles are. By the time those kids grow up, they literally won't know what it takes to struggle, and they begin to ask themselves questions whether this is the kind of life they want to live, and they begin to do all sort of things, just to make money quick and all of that. So and that affects everybody. You have incidences of people defrauding other people, and that eventually affects a lot of people. You have that happening in even our financial institutions, right? Where people can do anything to just make money quick. That affects more people than just the person.
Okay, we'll have a call on the line. Hello, good evening. Yeah, welcome to the program.
dad, telling the dad that he doesn't like the thing that the dad bought for him, and he did it or something. So and the dad was out telling me that you can imagine children that the child doesn't they've not paid him full salary, but the child is saying giving him options, you know. So what I think is I know some children that have this small phone, they call it this small box where they save money. Their parents deliberately tell them that this is your money, but I'm putting this money for you, that a time will come when you will need this money. You know, so the child now has that understanding small. You know, he start knowing that I'm putting money. So as the child grows up with that. Meanwhile, some other parents decide that they don't work on that. They don't have that time with their children, you know, financially until when the child now gets to an adult, now begins to now see. But so I believe it's from home. I believe it starts with the parents. You know, start teaching them from very young age as long as they know how to talk and how to buy things for themselves. And I think that can go a long way. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. We appreciate it. Yeah, that's it. So the child just wants to spend money. That's it. They want to spend and spend and spend because they believe that the mom or the dad can afford just about anything.
Exactly. Exactly.
Okay, so the last question I'd like to ask you here because of time, what you're dishing out now is just, I'll call it financial literacy for children and young adults. So the question to you, Damina, finally, is to ask if your society, CFA, has a targeted program, because when you were making your earlier comment, you did mention something like that. So you have to clarify now. Do you have a targeted program for financial literacy for children and young adults at the society?
Absolutely, yes, and that's one of the things that I, commend the CFA Society Nigeria for. Society has a financial literacy program that is targeted to children and young adults, and even the larger society. And we have within the society we have a committee, the advocacy committee, and what that committee does is to do, they do outreaches to different universities, different schools, and other societies, trying to teach university students and secondary school students on how money works, how they can make better investment decisions and all of that. And even the society even partners with other organizations like Yellow Calories, where they've gamified the investment process, and that also makes, because for children they want to be able to see the process, enjoy the process. If you're just telling a child about money, when they play games with money related matters, investments, they tend to enjoy it, or it sticks more with them. So that's one of the things that the society is currently doing, and that's something very commendable that we'll put out there.
Okay, and we'll take another short break now. When we come back, we're going to be talking about how you can actually make children to save at this time that everybody, including adults, are just looking for money. When we return, stay with us.
We are professionals. We are impact driven. We are CFA Society Nigeria, a member society of the CFA Institute Global Network of Societies. Our mission is to promote the highest standard of practice in the Nigerian financial services industry and provide a vibrant community for our members. The CFA chapter signals the holders' commitment to professional excellence. As thought leaders, we collaborate with stakeholders to ensure adherence to ethical standards, better education for professionals, and to build market integrity. We are the leading voice for advocacy in the finance and investment industry in Nigeria. To partner with us or become our member, visit us at cfasocietyng.org for more details. CFA Society Nigeria, making finance a force for good. Money Talks. The CFA Society Nigeria. Let's talk about money.
Welcome back to Money Talks here on 92.3 Inspiration FM. Is brought to you by CFA Society Nigeria. Damilare Ojo is my guest on the program this evening, catching them young, teaching smart money habits to children and young adults. That's what we've been talking about over the past 25 or so minutes ago, and Damilare has shared so much insight on how to do that. You can follow CFA Society Nigeria on social media, CFA Society NG CFA Society NG on Twitter and on Instagram, or you can check out www.cfasocietyng.org and get more information for yourself. Oh, we're still here for the next 3-4 minutes. You can call us on the telephone 0700 923 923 923. You can call 0817 313 6193 in case you have questions on what Damilare has been talking about so far. So, Dami, you did say that you cannot give what you don't have. So, you have kids, you want them to save. The money is not even enough for you, that is the father or the mother. And you're talking about saving. How do you inculcate this savings habit in kids in the face of paucity of funds?
It has to be something very, very deliberate, right? Some decisions are tough to make, but if you know that you are trying to plan a better life for your children in the future, you have to take that decision to say, we can't live from paycheck to paycheck, and we need to save as a family. Even for families, it's very important as adults to know how to save. Regardless of how much you are living, it takes knowing what it means to live within one's means to be able to do some of these things. And when you are able to do that, you're able to pass that to your children, because one of the easiest way to actually teach children is by doing what you are telling them to do. So if you are not showing your children what you are asking them to do, you're asking them to save, but everything they ask for, you give it to them. Anything they just mention, you give it to them, even if it requires you to go and borrow money or to go and for a lot of parents, they want their children to be very comfortable,
Yeah.
and that is very, very fine. But at the same time, you need to understand that there are short-term benefits and there are long-term benefits. So if you just give them just the short-term and you sacrifice the long-term one, you might eventually be unintentionally ruining the future of the children or of the child, as the case may be. So parents themselves need to be able to learn that whatever we get, whatever we earn, we need to live by that, by whatever that can afford, and still be able to take out something to save. And when children see what you are doing as the parent, they can also imbibe those habits.
And very quickly, where do you take this money to? As in, the child is saving money, whether it's in the piggy bank or colo, like somebody said here. What do you do with the money? Where do you take the money to? Do you now pass the money on to a savings institution, or still keep them there? Because money you kept there is like static, doesn't gain any value.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So many people don't know that you can actually start investing with as low as 1,000 naira sometimes. So when you have that kind of money, you can actually invest. You can take it to a financial institution. You can start with a child because for children, you want to put their money in very low risk investments. So you can put it in a bank, open a bank account for the child and be helping them save. And you can even be showing the child monthly balances. This is what you added this month. This is how much you have so far. And the child is seeing it and is able to say, maybe I'm tying this amount to something I want to plan for in the future. And every time the money increases, the child is happy and wants to aspire to quickly get the money to be complete to what he wants to, just showing that there is progress on at that level. So you can invest it, you can put it in a bank, or you can just take it to a financial institution that can help invest in low risk investments like fixed income.
Wow, what an education. A message that came in here said, what are the opportunities available in Mary STEM? We're not going there. Go to www.cfasocietyng.org and get more information. Damilare Ojo has been my guest on Money Talks this evening, and we've been talking about catching them young, teaching smart money habits to children and young adults. Damilare, thank you very much for your time on the program this evening.
Thank you for having me.
I will hope to see you again very soon. That's our package this evening. Join us again next Monday at 4:30 p.m. Smart Uzechi is my name. Do have a good evening.